Oh man, I gotta make sure last night's podcast recording got published. What's this about CrowdStrike? Oh shit. A CrowdStrike catastrophe. Malicious actors never let a good crisis go to waste. Fake GTA6 beta causing malware infections. Australian medical provider MediSecure hit with ransomware. FractalID data breach. To no one's surprise, QR and AI phishing are on the rise. All that and more in today's upcoming episode of the Cybersecurity Digest. Hello, and I hope you all enjoyed the little skit here this morning, trying to lighten the mood after Friday's CrowdStrike outage. Don't worry, we will definitely be discussing the elephant in the room here, as well as other topics in today's episode. Today is Monday, July 22nd. For our first-time listeners, welcome to the Cybersecurity Digest, where our goal is to help you stay informed so you can stay secure. My name is Greg and I'm your host. As for our return listeners, welcome back. As always, I am super appreciative to have you join me. As of this time, we are still aiming to release episodes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays that are recorded the day prior. If these episodes help you stay informed, please share with someone you know who would benefit from this news. All right, everybody, let's dive right on into the elephant in the room, CrowdStrike. On Friday, an update to CrowdStrike Falcon had caused significant disruptions worldwide, affecting various organizations, including airports, TV stations, 911 dispatchers, and hospitals. The faulty component in the update led to Windows systems crashing, resulting in massive outages and impacting emergency services around the world. Users reported issues such as boot loops and blue screen of death errors after installing the update. The impact of the update was widespread, affecting emergency services, airports, and hospitals across multiple countries. Airports experienced significant disruptions, leading to grounded flights and manual check-in procedures. Hospitals around the world also faced issues, with some returning to normal activity after initial disruptions. 911 dispatchers, as well as television and other media providers, also experienced issues. The issue also impacted cloud and virtual environments, not just standard Windows machines and servers. This complicated recovery efforts. CrowdStrike had reassured customers on Friday that the issues were due to the update and not a cyber attack. Depending on the host type and location of the host, remediations can differ. Some of the variables include if devices had BitLocker configured, if they were cloud-hosted, or if they were just standard Windows machines or servers. If you need specific remediation steps for your asset or for your organization, you can find a link to CrowdStrike's official statement as well as their remediation guidelines in our show notes. On Saturday, Microsoft weighed in and estimated that the number of assets that were impacted by the CrowdStrike incident to be around 8.5 million. In a different post from Microsoft, they also posted a link to a recovery tool to help IT teams who are still working on recovering assets. To all the listeners of my show here, I hope that if you are currently dealing with this, that it is a quick resolution for you all. I know that this type of issue is not fun to deal with. Please check the show notes and see if any of those tools will help you get back up and running here sooner so you can continue on with day-to-day operations as normal. There is a famous saying that goes, "Never let a good crisis go to waste," and this time it is applicable to our threat actors out there. In light of all the issues being experienced worldwide with CrowdStrike, threat actors have been trying to cash in on the need of some individuals and teams to get their assets back online. On Friday, CrowdStrike Intelligence had observed malicious activity exploiting the incident. Threat actors had been found sending phishing emails posing as CrowdStrike support, impersonating CrowdStrike staff and phone calls, claiming to be independent researchers with evidence linking the technical issue to a cyber attack, and selling scripts alleged to automate recovery from the content update issue. A list of domains impersonating CrowdStrike's brand was identified, some of which may not currently serve malicious content, but could potentially in the future. So be aware of that whenever you are looking at links going forward, as well as social engineering campaigns. CrowdStrike Intelligence had advised organizations to ensure they are communicating with CrowdStrike representatives through official channels and adhere to the technical guidance provided by the CrowdStrike support teams. Also on Friday, CrowdStrike also reported of a zip archive named CrowdStrike-hotfix.zip that was uploaded to VirusTotal, an online malware scanning service. This was uploaded by a Mexico-based submitter. The zip file contains Spanish language instructions posing as a utility for automating recovery for a content update issue. When executed, setup.exe loads and executes Hijack Loader. Hijack Loader is a modular multi-stage loader focused on evading detection. It uses a configuration file named maidenhair.cfg to execute the final remcause payload, which contacts the command and control server. So essentially, this is a remote access tool that is out there. Please be on the lookout for this between yourself personally as well as your organization. If you'd like to read more about this specific remote access tool, as well as CrowdStrike's identified IOCs or indicators of compromise, as well as any hashes or anything like that that may be particular to your organization, please check a link in the show notes for the full article from CrowdStrike. Following the content update issue, there has also been several typo squatting domains impersonating CrowdStrike that have been identified. This Remcos remote access tool was the first observed instance in which a threat actor had capitalized on the Falcon content issue to distribute malicious files. Bleeping Computer reported yesterday on Sunday of a report that AnyRun, an automated malware analysis platform, had issued a warning that attackers are distributing a data wiper disguised as an update from CrowdStrike. The data wiper overwrites files with 0 bytes and reports it over Telegram. The actor is a pro-Iranian hacktivist group called Handala and claimed responsibility for this campaign on Twitter, stating that they impersonated CrowdStrike in emails to target Israeli companies to distribute the data wiper. The threat actors sent emails from the domain crowdstrike.com.vc informing customers about a tool being created to bring Windows systems back online. The emails contained a PDF with further instructions on running the fake update and a link to download a malicious zip archive from a file hosting service. This zip file contained an executable named crowdstrike.exe. Once the fake CrowdStrike update is executed, the data wiper is extracted to a folder under temp and launched to destroy data stored on the device. Please ensure that you, as well as your organization, are aware of these types of social engineering campaigns going on currently, especially if you're a CrowdStrike customer. Alright, let's move on from CrowdStrike. Do you like Grand Theft Auto? Well, be aware of a current scam going around surrounding a GTA6 beta, or a reported one, I should say. Bitdefender researchers uncovered a new scam targeting gamers eagerly awaiting the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar Games had announced GTA6, which is set for an autumn 2025 release on PS5 and Xbox, as well as a later release coming to PC. Unfortunately, cybercriminals are exploiting this anticipation with fake GTA6 beta versions. Bitdefender researchers stated they found suspicious Facebook ads promoting free GTA 6 beta downloads for PC. These ads ran from July 16th through the 18th and targeted users across Europe, including France, Germany, and Spain. The ads led users to a malicious website where a fake installer mimicking GTA 6 was downloaded from Dropbox. Believe it or not, the installer is actually a malicious MSI file similar to the fake bat loader malware. It uses PowerShell scripts to deploy additional malware like infostealers and ransomware. Thankfully, the samples Bitdefender analyzed were broken and couldn't execute further payloads. If you're a gamer out there who's anticipating GTA 6, please be on the lookout, make sure you're practicing good cyber hygiene, and avoid these types of ads. On Friday, the Australian Department of Home Affairs stated that they had been notified that MediSecure Limited experienced a significant cybersecurity incident. The Department of Home Affairs was first notified on May 16, 2024, of the incident. This incident involved the theft of personal and health information of approximately 12.9 million Australians. The incident was discovered on April 13, 2024, when a database server was encrypted by suspected ransomware. Immediate actions were taken by MediSecure staff to secure the IT environment and begin a forensic investigation. This investigation revealed that 6.5 terabytes of data was likely exfiltrated by a malicious third-party actor. The stolen data included sensitive information such as full names, addresses, healthcare identifiers, and prescription details, as well as many more types of information. If you'd like to read all of the types of information that had been compromised, please check the show notes for the full article and press from MediSecure. Despite efforts, MediSecure was unable to identify specific impacted individuals due to the complexity of the dataset. MediSecure has urged the public not to seek the stolen data on the dark web as it promotes criminal activity and poses legal risks. They have provided resources for affected individuals, including links to the Office of the Australian Information Commissioner, ScamWatch, and mental health support services. Individuals who are impacted should also be on the lookout for scams claiming to have information from this incident. MediSecure continues to collaborate with the government agencies to address the incident and support impacted individuals. Hudson Rock's InfoStealer site reported on Saturday, July 12th, of a data breach impacting FractalID. The article states that on July 14, 2024, blockchain identity platform FractalID experienced a significant data breach exposing sensitive Know Your Customer or KYC data. This data was for over 55,000 individuals. The breach acknowledged by FractalID on July 17th included users' names, email addresses, digital wallet addresses, physical addresses, phone numbers, facial images, and uploaded documents like passports and driver's licenses. This data was listed for sale on a notorious cybercrime forum on July 18th. The breach was traced back to an employee's computer infected by a raccoon InfoStealer on September 9, 2022, concluded Hudson Rock researchers. This infection led to the theft of over 500 credentials, including many corporate credentials related to FractalID. Despite the infection occurring in 2022, the employee did not change their password, allowing hackers to infiltrate an account and initiate the hack. The incident highlights the evolving threat of InfoStealers, which often aid hackers in obtaining initial access that leads to a significant data breach. As these threats become more sophisticated, organizations must adopt robust cybersecurity measures to protect sensitive information. The breach serves as a reminder of the importance of proactive defense mechanisms, adaptive strategies, as well as properly maintaining passwords. You really should be changing your password more frequently than once every 2 years. Alright, moving on to our last story here. On Thursday, Recorded Future reported that between Q4 2023 and Q1 2024, cybercriminals increasingly used QR codes and AI-generated phishing tactics to target executives, exploiting AWS Simple Notification Service for malicious SMS and video ads serving template tags for malvertising. These sophisticated methods enable threat actors to bypass security measures, capture multi-factor authentication tokens, and deceive users more effectively. The report highlights a 433% increase in references to QR code phishing and a 1,265% rise in phishing attacks potentially linked to AI tools like ChatGPT. Phishing threats continue to evolve as cybercriminals adopt innovative techniques. QR code phishing, also known as quishing, involves using manipulated or fake QR codes for malicious purposes. Executives are particularly targeted, receiving 42 times more QR code attacks than other employees due to their broader access of company resources. If you would like to read more about this research, there is a link to it in the show notes below. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Cybersecurity Digest. As mentioned earlier, all links and articles mentioned in this show are in the show notes. Additionally, you can head to thecybersecuritydigest.com to find a link to where you can find our show on your podcast platform of choice. If you like this episode, please leave feedback in your podcast platform of choice as well as a rating. If you are looking for a way to support our show, I would greatly appreciate it if you wouldn't mind sharing this with somebody you know who would benefit from this type of information or who is just into cybersecurity. As of right now, as mentioned earlier, my goal is to release episodes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please keep in mind that I do record these episodes the evening before, and I do strive to make sure that my information is the most up to date at the time of recording. Everybody, please go enjoy your week, but before you go, here is a dad joke for you to help start your week. My wife asked me why I bought a boat during Prime Days. I told her there was a sale. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, stay informed to stay secure.